Hello guys, Raven the Scottish Red Engine here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing my Q&A session. Part 1 was you asking me questions and part 2 is me answering them. And I have done a Q&A video before, but that was back in 2023 and it wasn't good. So this time I decided to make a new one, which will look a lot better than before. So let the Q&A session of mine begin. What's your favorite food? French fries / chips. What's your favorite drink? Coca-Cola. Your favorite thing about quiz? Racing. Would you like to meet Jacob Scripso? I would love to meet him, but I never got the chance to meet him because I live in a faraway place in the United Kingdom and he lives elsewhere. What are your other hobbies beside making YouTube videos? Gaming. Who's your favourite Thomas character? Donald and Douglas. Have you ever seen Numberjacks? I have, and it traumatised me. Yes, I have seen Numberjacks and it was very decent. What's your favourite Thomas season? My first favourite Thomas season has to be season 2, my second favourite is season 4, and third, season 1. What other shows do you like besides Thomas and Quiz? My Friends Tigger and Pooh, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Fireman Sam, Bob the Builder, etc. Have you heard of Hi Hi Puffy Amenyo? No, I haven't. What's your 5 favourite CBB shows growing up? My 5 favourite CBB shows are Quiz, The Abadaz, Weibaloo, Me Too, and Bluey. Which is your favourite Quiz episode? If you're talking about my favourite episodes in season 1 and 2, I would say the Super Shape Showdown for season 1 and Planet Snout for season 2. What is your favourite comedy? I don't have a favourite comedy, unfortunately. Who is your inspiration and why? The one who inspired me to join YouTube has to be the Thomas and Friends community. Why them? I found out what was going on and I knew the Thomas and Friends community wasn't looking good. So I decided to join YouTube to show my love of Thomas, show off my collection and my other favourite shows, etc. That's why I decided to join YouTube back in 2021. Top 10 favourite engines. My top 10 favourite engines are Donald and Douglas, Edward, Duck, Henry, James, Gordon, Oliver, Arthur, Mavis, and Bill and Ben. All-time favourite episode, Paint Pots and Queens. When did you start liking Thomas the Tank Engine and how? I started loving Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends when I was 6 and I decided to collect some Tomy, Trackmaster and Playroll engines to add to my collection. Who inspired you to make World's Strongest Engine? Jar 111S, Thomas Toy Trains, Train Ground, and Toy Stew. What is your favourite Thomas episode and season? If you're talking about my favourite episodes in the classic series, Hit Era, CGI, and Brenner Era, I would say my favourite episodes are The Deputation, Respect for Gordon, Edward the Hero, and Love Me Tender. And my favourite seasons are Season 20, Season 2, Season 4, and Season 9. Which Tomy / Trackmaster engine that you own is your favourite? My favourite Tomy engine has to be Douglas because I really love his laughing face. Would you ever consider producing your own fan-made series? Yes, I've been thinking of my very own series and coming up with a name for a long time. And luckily for me, I've came up with a name. It will be called Thomas and His Special Friends. Who was your main inspiration to join YouTube and produce Thomas content? The Thomas and Friends community. Who's your favourite old engine on the island of Sodor? My favourite old engine has to be Edward because I really love how he was the first engine created by Wilbur Awdry. Who's your favourite original character not on the show or the Railway series? My favourite character in the Railway series has to be Wilbert. Top 5 favourite Angry Birds games. My favourite Angry Birds games are Angry Birds Go, Angry Birds Seasons, Angry Birds Classic, Angry Birds 2, and Angry Birds Rio. Favourite sport? Tennis. Favourite Rebecca episode? What Rebecca Does. Have you always wanted to get the Tomy Playroll Silver Thomas? Unfortunately no, because he's too expensive. What other games do you like to play besides Thomas and Friends and Angry Birds? The games that I like to play are Mario games, Sonic games, Wii Sport, Wii Play, Wii Party, etc. Thoughts on All Engines Go? I really dislike that show a lot. Thoughts on Thomas and the Royal Engine? It's alright. Favourite original World's Strongest Engine YouTuber? Thomas Toy Trains. Can you get a chocolate covered Percy? I'll try. What is your favourite Thomas the Tank Engine character? Donald and Douglas. Can you do remake videos of JAR 111S? Yes, I'll try. Are Donald and Douglas your favourite characters? Yes, they are. What's your favourite toy line for Thomas and Friends? My favourite toy line has to be Tomy/Trackmaster/Playroll. If you had the budget, would you make a setup like Thomas Toy Trains with the blue background and green grass and a bridge like Thomas Toy Trains? I would love to, but unfortunately I can't find a wooden bridge off of Amazon or eBay because I'm not sure if it was sold or made. What exactly made you get into World's Strongest Engine in the first place? I've watched a lot of World's Strongest Engine videos and I decided to create my very own World's Strongest Engine series so that I can get more subscribers. When did you start watching Thomas and Friends? When I was 6. Why don't you use your Fisher-Price/2012 models for videos? I do use my 2012 models, it's just that I only use them when my main Tomy engines are out of action. Have you ever faked sick to make YouTube videos? No. That's the most stupidest question I've ever heard. What is your rarest model you own? That's a tough one. Right now I would have to say Flipface James. Which Tomy/Trackmaster engine you have is your least favourite? There are only 3 Tomy engines I do not like the most, and they are Oliver, Rusty, and Molly. Mainly because Molly is tender powered, Oliver is not 100% accurate, and Rusty's cab is way too squished. What is your favourite Railway series book? That's a tough one, but I would go with Henry the Green Engine. What is your favourite Thomas and Friends episode from the classic series? The Deputation. Why do you want to replace your Steam Team engines and narrow gauge? I'm not replacing all my Steam Team engines and narrow gauge engines, it's just that some of my engines are a bit messed up and are not in good clean condition. For example, Skarloey, Rusty, Duncan, Mighty Mac, Duck, etc. So that's why I'm getting a new replacement Tomy Skarloey, a Tomy Rusty, a Tomy Duncan, and a Tomy Mighty Mac. The rest of my narrow gauge engines look fine to me, in my opinion. What's your favourite class of steam engine? If you're not talking about famous engines, I would say 812s. How do you like your steaks cooked? I sadly don't eat steak, unfortunately. How do you get your engines? I get my engines off of Amazon or eBay. What YouTubers do you like to watch? There are a lot of YouTubers, so I can't decide which ones I like watching. If I made a custom Daisy, how much would you pay for it? I have absolutely no idea. Probably £20 or something. When did you start filming World's Strongest Engine? I started filming World's Strongest Engine on 6th of August 2023. Which was your first ever motorized engine you bought out of Playroll, Trackmaster and Tomy? The first Playroll engine I could remember getting was Playroll Steven, and the first Trackmaster engine who I got as a kid was either Thomas, Percy or James, and the first Tomy engine I could remember getting as a kid was Tomy Thomas. What inspired you to make World's Strongest Engine videos? I've watched a lot of World's Strongest Engine videos, so I decided to create my own. Which is your favourite engine you have? If you're talking about my favourite Tomy engines, I would say Donald, Douglas, Neville, Mighty Mac, Dennis, Edward, Henry, Gordon and Percy. Would you start over competitions on your channel? Yes, some of my videos will be my remastered versions of my World's Strongest Engine videos. And that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed my Q&A video. If you do, please give my videos a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell on. And yeah, this is Raven signing out.